The great agus fáilte tá an Airnach, Woodworkers Diary. Today is the 2nd of August, the second day of the challenge for the August month with the vintage tool patch. And 25 to 11 in the morning. So I'm up and out and bright and early. And let's get on with this job. Okay guys, so you can see I have the stool in here now, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pre-mark everything. So I'm going to mark all this out on the other legs, and we'll mark them in pairs, okay, because I'm making two of them, so we'll mark them in pairs. So, the first thing you'll need is you will need your measurement. Which I have at 70 millimeters. And I see I have an 1.5 inch hole, right? So 70 millimeters is what I want to mark to my center point, right? So, okay, guys, I'm zooming in here, right? I was filming too far away. So we need to establish a baseline, right? And that's our baseline there. So that's our baseline. And from that baseline, right, we are going to come up 75 millimeters, or 3 inches in old money. Okay, there's a 3 inch point. Right, again, we're going to square that just to give us a reference point. While we have that reference point, we need to find center of this. Which is 202, which is 101 millimeters, or just under 4 inches. Okay, that's our center point. That's very important. It's very important that we have that point. Okay, that's a very important point to have. The other thing we do then is we strike a line from this point, from these 2 points here. Now I just used the width of the square, okay, to mark that. And it worked out roughly about 55 or 56 millimeters, okay. And the same I done for that point there, from the bottom point up to this point is the same. So that line and that line are 56 millimeters. Right. You can make it less, you can make it more, you can do whichever way you'd like. Then from that point to this point I strike a line and I measure out 3 inches exactly. Okay. Put your compass in there and that'll give you your arc. I'll do the same there. That's our arc that we're looking for, this little curved section. Now, we also need to curve this, right? But this needs to be like a gradual curve up to halfway. The point I need now, roughly I'm going to go 350 millimeters, right? We're going to take 350 millimeters there. Our baseline, 350 millimeters. We'll mark that. We get our square. Okay, and we know that's our definite point here. From that to that is the length of the leg. I'm just going to go the thickness of the square itself, and this is for the tenons. Right. I'm also going to do another little line out here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to mark out for my tenons, and I know that this is 56 millimeters, right? So we want to be 31 millimeters, is that correct? 50 is 25, 28 millimeters. So what we need to be is, we need to be 28 millimeters there, right? And I'm going to use the width of that square. And I'm going to use the width of that square again. And we'll do the same over here. Alright. That's our tenon. That's our tenon. And that's our waist. So now we need to find this section here. So I'm just going to come 5 mil off that shoulder, to be honest with you. 5 or 6 millimeters off that shoulder. And that's going to be our new line. This other line is obsolete. And you're going to use a bucket for this, right? And this will give me the point that I want, or the arc that I want. Okay? Only a little small arc. You're not looking for anything too big. It's just to bring the legs in, just to show that lovely display. And again, we get the bucket. Okay guys, there's what we should be looking at. We should be looking at this point here, which is from there to there. That point there, which is a lot smaller on this one, but I made it bigger on this one, right? The small little arc of the leg, which is that, okay? We have 1 and 2 tenons to come through the top, which is perfect. And we're going to drill a 1 1.25, 1.5 inch hole radius here. So we'll mark out that the last thing I want to mark out for, guys, is the tenon, the tusk tenon. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up 136 millimeters, which is 5 3/8 of an inch thereabouts. And the tenon itself is going to be about 30 millimeters. And I think I made that one 15 millimeters, right? So let's call it 16. Right? Let's mark that out. So, quick recap. We have this measurement here, with this measurement here. We have a little arc that comes in about 9 millimeters, 3/8 of an inch. Okay. We have our center point. We have our 3/4 inch radius there, so 1.5 inch diameter hole. We have our little arc, our sides, and we have our 2 tenons. All we need to establish now is our angle of the leg. So I get a bevel now, and we'll establish that. To the stool, to the angle of the stool, and now I can get that point there and set that angle. It's a very important angle, guys, especially for your brace. So guys, I do hope that made some sort of sense to you when I was marking it out. You know, like it's very simple. It's very simple to mark all this out. But what you must not do is you must not cut these edges. Do not cut them edges. We need them for reference points. This complete width needs to be for reference points. But what you can do is we can cut this here and we can get these ready. So we can transfer the lines onto the top. Our shape cut out there in the bottom. You see me cutting with the bow saw. And the bow saw had the wrong blade in it, so it was a bit of a struggle, but I got it. And I had to use the rasp just for the final bit of shaping. And there we have it. And make sure you're angling the knife to the 6 degrees, yeah? Because you want it good and deep. You don't want to be going back in with a chisel. Okay? And that's it there. So I have that shoulder line there. I have that shoulder line there. Right, I can crack these open now. Okay guys, I'm going to use a lovely, this is the Thomas Flynn. It's the E. Garlic and Son Lynx brand, Sheffield. That's a really, really, really beautiful finish on that. Now, let me put that chisel right here. Right, so the chisels I'm going to use today, right, I purchased from the Vintage Tool Patch, Harry Grooves. They're beautiful. They're footprint and they're everything I wanted in a chisel, so absolutely excellent chisel. Just hear that saw. That saw is just wonderful. And there we have our first leg, more or less ready. We have to do the mortise, we have to cut the tenons, but we'll get them cut now in a few moments. So let me just cut this other leg here. Oh, I'm getting tired. Sorry guys, I'm getting tired. Beautiful chisels, by the way. The footprint. Beautiful wood chisel. I'm going to go over to a local sawmill. Hopefully, Larry might have a little piece of elm or, you know, bit of spalted ash or something. We could do a different type seat. We'll do one of mahogany and see if we can get another bit of timber to give it a different I might see his hickey about and see his Brian Hickey a bit of David sawmill as well. Or they used to have a sawmill in Shillelagh, County Wicklow. So maybe Brian might have a bit of something hanging around the workshop that he might sell me. Or if there's anybody out there has a bit of vellum, bit of ash, bit of yew, and they'd like to see it being put to use, just DM me and just send me a message and we'll see what we can come up with. It'd be lovely to use a bit of something nice on the stools, you know. And here's the wife coming over. Hello, wife.
Hello,
You're on YouTube.
I'm on you.
Okay, guys. So I'm about to start cutting the tenons. Now you can see where we're coming from now. We now have established our tenons. Okay. And with a little tiny shoulder, you can just about make out the shoulder there. Literally, it's only about 1/8 of an inch, 3mm. Look, all you want to do is hide the under mortise. That's what you're trying to do. Because the under mortise might be, you know, we'll get it perfect, but just in case you don't, we're also going to take these down from the size they are, right, which is, so I've 16mm here. And I'm going to take these down to 14mm, right? So I can take, maybe even take them down to 12, right? That gives me 2mm each side. I can remove off each cheek with the router plane. Okay? And we have a nice little shoulder there, and it all hides the mortise from underneath. And we get a nice clean mortise hole on top. Round off the tenons. Job's a good one. So let's show you me. What I gotta do anyway is put this back in here. And there we go. So, guys, that's it for today. This is part 2. I'm going to leave it at that for this evening, to be honest with you, because I also do, it's Wednesday, and I do wood turning Wednesday, and I have to get my little project started. So forgive me, guys. Next time you see me, the tenons will be ready, and we'll show you how to mark, how I go about marking the top. Anyway, guys, it's Wednesday evening from an Irish Woodworker Story. I'm Phil Gaynor. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this. This is my way of going about it. Marking everything out and having it pre-ready. I've still to do a mortise here. We're not finished with the legs yet. I've still to do a mortise. a through mortise at the 6-degree angle. Remember that. And I have to take 2 millimeters off each of the cheeks here and finish this. Now, we've also to cut a little bit of a template, right? And the template will help us guide our drill bit into the top, right? To get our exact 6-degree angle. And then after then, we'll put that up against the shoulders and we'll be able to use this little 6-degree angle that I'm either cutting on a piece of 9x2 or maybe 3 pieces of plywood glued together to get them, you know, plywood is really strong and stable. Most importantly, is stable. And we'll be able to glide that chisel down that shoulder of the 6-degree angle, giving us the perfect 6-degree angle mortise. And it'll be clean as a whistle. But guys, you will need to sharpen your tools. Okay, sharp chisels is very important, and a sharp hand plane. Remember, we have to remove all these pencil lines, and you're going to have to do it with a sharp hand plane. So big shout out to Christopher Godwin. We were using the Norris type hand plane. And a big shout out to Harry Grooves for these splendid wood chisels that I purchased from him. Absolutely beautiful wood chisels. Their footprint. And I'd say, looking at them, they're from around the 1960s, stroke 70s. Beautiful steel in them. Edge retention. I have a set of Hamlets there, and I'll tell you one thing, these blow them out of water. The Hamlets are not a great chisel compared to the likes of these old footprint. Always wanted footprint, but the problem with footprint was they were just so damn expensive back in the late 80s and 90s. Then they went out of fashion. I don't think anyone did. There was like a purpley red handle in them for a long time, and you just don't see them anymore. I was delighted when these come up on the vintage tool patch. And the other set of chisels I'll be using will be the Record, the 25th anniversary ones, which I bought from Alistair Burke. Now, I got the name right this time. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I will be using the Record chisels from Alistair Burke. Okay. Guys, once again, please mention the sellers. Please mention the sellers. Like it's all team. There's no I in team. You know, whether you're a seller or you're a buyer, it's a team effort, and there's no I in team. Remember that. So that's it, lads. Slán.